You are about to learn 4 compliments so intense and so memorable that they will stay inside a woman's thoughts long after you have finished speaking. But before I share them, let me ask you a question. How many times have you told a woman, "You are beautiful," only to receive that same polite smile and a quick thank you followed by total silence? You know the one, that smile that ends the conversation instead of starting it. Here is the reality. If she is attractive, she has heard, "You are pretty," 1,000 times just this week. To her, it is just background noise. It is like giving someone a trophy just for showing up. It is nice, but it is easy to forget. And here is the dark side of psychology that most men never notice. Common compliments kill attraction. They solve the mystery too fast. You are pretty, you are funny, you are smart. The puzzle is finished. There is no curiosity left, no tension, no spark. But what if your words did not solve the puzzle but actually created one? What if your compliment placed a question inside her mind that she could not stop thinking about even days later? That is exactly what these 4 forbidden compliments do, and I call them forbidden for a reason. Once you use them, there is no turning back. They start something deeper in her mind, not her vanity, but her feelings, her sense of mystery, and her identity. They make her curious about what you see in her. They make her want to prove you right. They change the situation so she is the one putting effort into you. So, if you have ever wondered why basic compliments fail or why some guys seem to leave a deep impression without trying too hard, listen very closely. Because once you learn these 4 compliments, you will never be forgotten again. Let's move straight into the first forbidden compliment. And believe me, once you understand why it functions, you will never look at compliments the same way again. The first forbidden compliment is this: "You have this energy about you that I cannot quite put my finger on." Now, before you think that sounds basic, let me explain why this is psychological gold. Most guys hand women the answer immediately. You are pretty, puzzle solved. You are funny, puzzle solved. You are smart, puzzle solved. That kind of praise feels good for a second, but it is predictable. It does not make her stop. It does not make her wonder. But when you say, "You have this energy I cannot quite put my finger on," you are building a puzzle, and she becomes focused on solving it. Here is what immediately starts happening inside her brain. What energy? What does he see in me? What makes me different? Why can't he explain it? And just like that, you are in her head. She is repeating your words. And every time she thinks about that comment, she is thinking about you too. I will give you a true story. I was at a party once, and instead of the usual, "Hey, you look great tonight," a guy looked at me and said, "You know what? You have this energy that makes everyone around you seem more relaxed. I noticed it the moment you walked in." Guys, I thought about that comment for weeks, not hours, not days, but weeks. I kept playing it back in my head. Was it the way I smiled, the way I moved, the way I spoke to people? What was he seeing that others were missing? And here is the best part. Every single time that compliment entered my mind, he entered my mind as well. That is the strength of this compliment. Timing is everything. Do not just walk up cold and say this line. You will sound like you are reading a script. Instead, wait for a moment when you have already been talking for a little while. Maybe she shared a story. Maybe she made you laugh. Maybe you noticed how she talks with people. That is when you say it. Make it specific to the moment. You have this way of making people comfortable that I cannot quite put my finger on. There is something about how you think that feels different from anyone else I have met. You carry yourself in a way that changes the whole room. And here is the secret ingredient. When she asks, "What do you mean?" do not explain it. Just smile and say, "I am still figuring it out myself." Trust me, she will spend the next hour, maybe even the next week, trying to show you more sides of herself so you can figure it out. And that is when you know she is hooked. Now, if you thought that first compliment was strong, the second one is even more dangerous because it does not just make her feel mysterious. It makes her want to reveal parts of herself she never shows anyone else. The second forbidden compliment is this: I feel like you are the type of person who has stories most people never get to hear. Now let me explain why this one is so clever and so powerful. Every woman, and I truly mean every woman, feels like there are parts of herself people do not really see. She may wear a confident smile, dress a certain way, or play a role in her group of friends, but deep down she knows there are hidden sides, secret layers, and stories that have not been told. Maybe she is secretly interested in space, even though everyone sees her as a girl who likes to party. Maybe she writes poems or paints when nobody is looking. Maybe she has past experiences or passions she never shares because people would not expect them. When you give her this compliment, you are saying, I see past the surface. You are more than what the world sees, and I want to know the parts of you most people never get to see. That is not just attractive, that is magnetic. Here is why it works according to psychology. 1, it makes her feel mysterious. Instead of being described by what is obvious, you are viewing her as someone deeper, someone worth exploring. 2, it starts curiosity. She starts wondering, what does he think my hidden stories are? What does he see in me that others miss? 3, it makes her want to prove you right. She will feel the need to share something with you. A passion, a secret, or a dream, just to show you she is truly full of depth, surprises. I remember a guy once said to me, I bet you are the kind of person who has at least 3 hobbies that would surprise people. And do you know what happened? I instantly started listing things off. My obsession with true crime podcasts, my unusual little collection of old postcards, and my secret love for pop music from the 90s. I ended up giving him my entire personality profile without even realizing it because I wanted to prove him right. And here is the psychology behind it. The more I revealed, the more connected I felt to him because he was the one who understood. He saw there was more to me than just the surface. This works best when she has already shared something small about herself that does not match her outside appearance. Maybe she mentions a random fact. Maybe she reacts in a way that surprises you. That is your moment. You can say things like, you seem like someone who has traveled to places that are not in any guidebook. I get the feeling you have random skills most people would never expect. I feel like there are chapters of your life people would pay to read if only they knew. And here is the secret. Pause after you say it. Do not push. Do not ask too many questions. Let her decide what story to share. When she does, that is closeness being built in real time. And because she is the one choosing what to reveal, she will feel closer to you without you having to force anything. Now, if you thought making her feel mysterious was powerful, wait until you hear the third forbidden compliment. Because this one does not just make her curious about herself, it changes the dynamic and makes her wonder if she is good for you. The third forbidden compliment is this: I cannot decide if you are going to be really good for me or really dangerous. This one is for the advanced level, and here is why. Most compliments put women in the position of power. You are amazing. You are the most beautiful woman here. You are incredible. Sounds nice, right? But the problem is those compliments place her on a pedestal. They hand her the control. She is the queen and you are just a fan. She decides if you are worthy. But this compliment changes the whole situation. When you say, I cannot decide if you are good for me or dangerous, you are sending a very different message. You are not chasing her. You are checking her out to see if she fits. You are showing interest, but you are not desperate. You are saying, I see your power, but I am strong enough to walk away if you are trouble. That balance between curiosity and being careful is something women find hard to resist. The psychology behind it explains why this works so well. Women are naturally drawn to men who have options and are not easily impressed. You are not just another guy falling at her feet. You are someone who can challenge her. She now wonders, wait, what does he mean by dangerous? Does he see me as exciting or trouble? And here is the twist. Dangerous is not an insult here. It is about attraction. You are saying she has the ability to shake up your world and get under your skin. That is not just a nice thing to say. It is something she will never forget. One time after I made a sarcastic joke about a guy's drink, instead of getting upset, he looked me straight in the eyes and said, "I am starting to think you might be dangerous for my peace of mind." And let me tell you, that comment stayed in my head for days. Was I dangerous? What did he mean? Was it a good kind of dangerous? Did he like that I challenged him? And every time those questions ran through my mind, I was thinking about him. That is the power of this forbidden compliment. This is not a line you throw out randomly. It works best in moments of playful tension when she is teasing you or being bold. You can say things like, "I am starting to think you might be trouble," when she challenges you. Or if she does something sweet after being sassy, you could say, "I cannot tell if you are an angel or if you are about to completely mess up my plans." When she surprises you with her wit, tell her, "I think you are going to be dangerous for my productivity." The way you say it matters. Say it slowly, with a smile, as if you are genuinely trying to figure her out. That is what makes it feel real, rather than just a pickup line. And now for the final forbidden compliment, the one that does not just touch her heart, but her mind. Because when you praise the way she thinks, not just how she looks, that is when you become someone she cannot forget. The fourth forbidden compliment is this: "You think differently than anyone I have ever met, and I cannot tell if that is going to inspire me or drive me crazy." Let's be honest, most men never compliment a woman on her mind. They focus on looks or clothes. But when you notice and admire the way her brain works, you separate yourself from every other guy. This compliment works like magic because it makes her feel attractive in an intellectual way. She's used to hearing that she is pretty, but how often has someone admired her thinking? That is rare. It also highlights how unique she is. You are not just saying she is smart, you are saying her brain stands out from everyone else. It creates tension because she is left wondering what effect she really has on you. It is a challenge and a connection all at once. I will never forget when a guy said this to me after I shared a weird theory about coffee and personalities. Instead of saying it was just interesting, he leaned back and said, "Your brain goes places I never would have thought of, and I do not know if that is fascinating or scary." I was completely hooked because he was saying my thoughts were powerful. Save this for deeper conversations when she is sharing her opinions or passions. You can say, "The way you just explained that is so different from how I think. I cannot decide if I should be worried or excited. You see things from angles I would never consider. Spending time with you might completely change the way I think. Your perspective is so unique. I feel like you are either going to teach me something incredible or completely mess with my head." And here is the secret. Once you say it, follow up with real curiosity. Ask her to share more. Let her go deeper. Because when a woman feels like a man truly values not just her beauty, but the way her mind works, that is when she feels seen on the deepest level. That is when she becomes fascinated with you. Now let's look at the bigger picture for a second, because I know what you are thinking. Why do these forbidden compliments work when regular compliments fail? It all comes down to psychology. Ordinary compliments are like fast food. They taste good in the moment, but they are quickly forgotten. "You are pretty." She has heard it before. "You are funny." That is nice, but common. Forbidden compliments are like a mystery book. They do not hand her the answer. Instead, they leave her with questions. They make her think, replay the moment, and wonder. Every time she replays it, she is thinking about you. Here is what they all have in common. One, they create mystery instead of solving it. You are not giving her the conclusion. You are giving her clues, making her imagination work overtime. 2, they make her feel unique without acting like a servant. You are not bowing down, but you are showing genuine interest. That balance makes her feel special and keeps her interested. 3, they shift the power dynamic. Instead of you trying to impress her, she is now trying to live up to the intriguing things you have noticed. She starts putting effort into you. 4, they go deeper than surface level attraction. You are noticing her energy, her hidden depths, her unpredictability, and her mind. Each compliment touches something most men completely miss. These are not magic spells. They work because they are real observations that tap into her psychology. You are not just memorizing lines. You are paying attention. You are noticing the unique things about her that most people overlook. And you are saying them in a way that creates curiosity instead of ending the conversation. That is what makes you unforgettable. Think about it. Anyone can tell her she is pretty. Anyone can say she has a nice smile. But when you are the one who makes her feel like a mystery worth solving, when you are the one who appreciates her untold stories, her unpredictable side, and her mind, that is when you stop being just another guy. You become the man she thinks about at night, the one she wants to prove right, and the one she wants to understand. And that is exactly why these are called forbidden compliments. If this opened your eyes, hit that like button right now, because this is just the beginning of what I am going to teach you about attraction and psychology. Subscribe to Dark Psychology for more secrets that most men will never know, the kind that make women chase you. And tell me in the comments below, which of these 4 forbidden compliments are you most excited to try first? Remember, it is Amelia here, and as always, be genuine, be curious, and watch what happens.
There is a particular silence that follows the loss of a good man. It is not loud, it does not announce itself, and it rarely arrives immediately. At first, there is relief that the tension has ended, relief that the mirror he held up is no longer there, relief that the relationship no longer asks difficult questions. But silence has a way of growing teeth. And over time, that silence begins to speak. What women often fear most after hurting a good man is not his anger, not even his absence. It is the slow realization of what was lost, not in grand gestures, but in the quiet, daily ways love once showed up. A good man does not usually leave with drama. He leaves with dignity, and that dignity becomes haunting. A good man does not try to punish you for your wounds. He tries to understand them. He does not weaponize your vulnerabilities. He learns their names. And when such a man is hurt, deeply hurt, he often does not retaliate. He withdraws. He closes the door softly. And that soft closing echoes louder than any slammed door ever could. What women fear is the moment they recognize that the man they hurt did not leave because he stopped loving them. He left because he finally started loving himself. That realization stings in a way that no rejection ever could, because it forces a confrontation not with him, but with oneself. There is fear in knowing that you were not abandoned, you were outgrown. Many women grow up learning how to survive relationships.